Life Audio.
Welcome to the TMUS podcast, where we share how grace, commitment, and cooperation can help couples live the everyday moments of marriage together. Hey everyone, we're Ted.
And Ashley Slater. Today we hit a huge milestone, our 100th episode. And to celebrate, we're sharing 10 simple hacks for a stronger, happier marriage. These are our greatest hits, I guess you could say. They're practical, doable tips that we use in our own marriage. From keeping love playful to dreaming together to battling problems as a team, we've got a list to encourage you and your spouse. So Ted.
Hello, my dear.
It is our 100th episode.
100. That means we've recorded at least 99.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
So we have had 99 conversations about marriage that we've edited,
gracious.
Recorded, shared.
Yeah.
Not in that order. I guess
That's
we recorded
wild.
and then edited. Yes. And the hardest part for me is saying my name at the beginning.
And it all started with an invitation. We didn't have a passion for making a podcast. It just sort of was by invitation, and here we are, and we're loving it, and it's good for us, and I think maybe some of our listeners enjoy it too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, and the crazy part is it took us a little over 4 years to get to our 100th episode.
Goodness gracious.
The podcast launched back on, I think, in April 2021.
21.
But then, we did the first 10 episodes, and then life happened, which included a cross-country move and different parenting responsibilities.
Yep.
And so we took kind of a long break before
hiatus.
Before getting back behind the mics. But here we are.
100.
Yes. And today,
so what are we doing? Yeah.
Well, we're celebrating this milestone by sharing 10 simple hacks for a stronger, happier marriage.
So I know you said milestone, but I heard smilestone, and that makes me feel happy. We're celebrating
nice.
the 100th milestone.
Yeah. Okay. So we have talked about these things in the last 99 episodes, and they're all practical, doable, and they make marriage better. But here we're put together 10 of these hacks, and a hack is just a really good solution or a piece of advice.
Good.
And since we only have 20 minutes to get through 10, we're going to dive right in.
We're going to fly. Let's fly. Let's do it.
Let's see what we can do.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
Hack number 1. Think us, not me.
Right? The first name, the name of your first book was not Team Me.
It was Team Us, yes. Well, one of the biggest shifts.
Team Me.
Yeah, one of the biggest shifts in marriage is moving from me to us. When we said I do, we became a team, but unity and cooperation don't just happen. They take time, and that's okay.
Yeah. I had the intention of leaving me behind, becoming us, but it takes time.
Right. And so how do we take steps towards us? I think it starts with a daily choice to put aside selfishness. Mm-hmm. You know, we all carry attitudes into marriage that can steal joy or weaken commitment, and that's why we need patience, persistence, and grace.
Why'd you pick those 3?
Well, patience, because becoming we isn't instant.
It's no.
We said, it's
True.
a process. It's not just this box we check off. And persistence, because it's tempting to say, that's just how I am, or that's just how he is. Growth can feel like 1 step forward and 2 steps back sometimes.
That's true. That's good.
And grace, because even when we try, we don't always get it right. But the more we practice patience, persistence, and grace, the stronger our team becomes and the more we live as us instead of me.
Yeah, it's not always easy or enjoyable to practice selflessness and think of us over me.
Right.
But it's rewarding, and it's what you should do.
Yeah.
You should work toward that. So is there number 2?
Number 2 is get on the same page.
Yes.
So every marriage needs a game plan. And that starts with getting on the same page. It's where we create a map together of how we want our interactions to look and how we want our home to feel. In short, it's about expectations and goals.
So this isn't like a plan for like a 5-year plan or 10-year plan. That's not what you're talking about. You're talking about
No, it's more of what do we want our marriage to look like?
Like spending time a lot together, or spending time serving others outside of the house, or hospitality. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, we recently, I don't remember if it was the last episode, which episode it was, but it was recently, we reshared the story of how, we sat down and made lists and literally got on the same page. We said, what do we want to characterize our relationship? And so I think as a married couple, it's important to know, okay, is friendship something that's important in our marriage?
Got it.
Or do we want to be a couple that practices hospitality?
So literally
on
the same page is helpful.
Right.
Literally piece of paper, pen, or maybe each of us has a piece of paper and a pen.
Yeah. And it's not just important like when we're first starting out in marriage. I think we need to keep checking in over the years because we change, our relationship changes, and our life circumstances change.
Have we done this in a formal way in a while?
No.
Oh, let's do
We've
it.
talked about it.
I think that might be our personal us time challenge.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So when we share the same vision and values, I think tough decisions and sacrifices are a bit easier because we know we're on the same page. Yep. We know where we're willing to give and where we're not willing to give.
It's no secret.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3.
Número 3.
Okay. Dream together, stay together.
Does that mean go to bed at the same time or what?
Let's dig in here.
Okay.
I mean, it could, but
the way you looked at me was awesome.
I was like, I don't know how to respond to that.
Here, Ted.
All right.
No tangent, boy.
So professional counselor and author Erin Smalley says that dreaming together as a couple brings, in her words, a unique depth of closeness and connection. So dreaming together, whether those dreams are big or small, and this is not Inception, so no, that's not what I'm talking about.
Or weird.
Right. And then pursuing them hand in hand creates a sense of shared purpose. And I think this especially helps when life tries to pull us apart.
Feels like this is walking out or getting on the same page in some way.
Yeah, they kind of build on each other a bit. But like we've told the story before, like the first time we walked through unemployment in our marriage, we decided...
The first of many.
Yes. We decided to hang a map of the U.S. on the dining room wall and dream together of where life might take us next.
Yeah.
And this simple act like helped keep us connected on the same page during a highly stressful season of life.
It's true. We literally had a map on the wall.
Right. And it gave us something to smile about. Instead of only focusing on the stress, we got to imagine possibilities together. It was kind of us saying, hey, we're in this as a team.
Excellent. Okay. Is there a fourth?
Yes. The fourth is make rituals your super glue.
Rituals aren't always good, though. So what do you mean?
Well, daily or weekly rituals, as Dr. Gottman calls them, help keep our bond steady, especially in busy seasons. You could say traditions. That's a synonym.
Okay. Like family culture, family traditions?
Well, like these traditions, like it could be
Rituals.
A weekly date night.
Okay.
It could be, and we've talked about this on the show before. It could be our pit time. What do we call it? Is that what we call it?
Pit stop.
Pit stop. I wanted to say pit stop, and then I was like, that's not right. Yep. Or, say we had coffee together in the mornings. We don't.
Hypothetically.
This goes back to night owl morning bird. But those kind of things, like these traditions that we do like daily or weekly that bring us together and create shared meaning and shared memories. And shared meaning and shared memories are two things that a lot of people call the super glue for connection and togetherness. They strengthen our team, us.
Yeah, spending time on the trampoline too. That's easier to do during when the weather's cooler.
And I actually had that as an example I was going to bring up. Yeah.
But that's a fun thing. Even old people, old married couples like us can go on a trampoline at night, stare at the stars, just feel, chat if you want to.
Yeah. And when it comes to building rituals, start small because small steps are easier to be consistent with. So saying, hey, couple nights this week, or at least one night this week, we're going to go lay on the trampoline and look at the stars. Easy. So, I mean, the key, I think, is choosing something we both enjoy and then sticking with it.
Excellent.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll share more simple hacks for a stronger, happier marriage.
Did you know Gen Z and millennials are leading the resurgence in church attendance? New research from Glue and Barna shows that they're now attending church more often than older generations. That's a historic shift. And behind this discovery is Glue, spelled Gloo. Glue has a mission to serve those who serve, pastors, leaders, publishers, and more. And they do it by connecting the faith ecosystem with the latest research, technology, and values-aligned AI. That's high tech for a higher purpose. See the research yourself. Just text the word JOIN to 46816. Again, that's JOIN to 46816.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Soul on fire.
All right, we're back. Are you ready for the next simple hack for a stronger, happier marriage?
Absolutely.
All right, number 5 is show love with follow-through.
That sounds kind of vague.
Okay, so when it comes to keeping a marriage strong, a good foundation matters, right? Mm-hmm. But even with the strongest start, if we don't show love or, display, actions speak louder than words, through consistent follow-through, our marriage can suffer.
So what you're saying is love is a verb?
Yeah. Yeah. Trust grows when we honor our vows and we do what we say we'll do. It's those small, steady actions that build security.
Okay, so follow through. Put in practice. Don't just have hypotheticals or feelings, but do something. Or?
Ways we can show love through follow through is by actively feeding our marriage. Being intentional to praise our spouse, creating shared activities, resolving conflict in healthy ways, and pursuing each other regularly. Mm-hmm. It also could be protecting our marriage or, making sure we're enjoying our marriage. So basically just doing what we said we would do.
Yeah.
But not grudgingly.
That's good. Yeah. Sound advice, encouragement, nudge.
So, all right, number 6.
Are we up to 6 already?
We are up to 6. I told you we had to kind of go fast.
Flying.
We don't usually have this many points in one episode.
We've got 10, right?
Yes.
Okay, number 6.
Progress beats perfection.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's that phrase, practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that actually dates back to the 1500s as
is that Shakespeare?
Use? No, I think it's just Latin.
Okay.
Use makes perfect. I think one of the first places it was written down in something was related to John Adams.
Fascinating.
Yeah. And I'm not a sports person, but Vince Lombardi disagreed with it too, saying practice does not make perfect. Only perfect practice makes perfect. In other words, if we practice the wrong way, we just get good at doing it wrong. And I've also heard what practice makes permanent.
Whoa.
And I think that's true.
Okay, habits.
Right. What we repeat becomes habits.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But we like the phrase practice makes progress. Because in marriage, saying practice makes progress means focusing on growth, not flawless performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking the other day, you think about some 80-year-old people, they still have a long way to go as far as maturing, becoming more godly, more selfless and stuff. In Scripture, people were 200 years old, 500 years old, 700 years old. They were on, kicking for, 8, 9 lifetimes, 10 lifetimes, and they still had issues.
Yeah.
So I can confidently say that within a mere 100 years, we won't get perfect, but we can progress. That's
right.
Good. We're really trying to progress.
Right. And when we do, when practice makes progress, instead of stewing on what hasn't changed yet, we notice and celebrate the ways each other has grown.
Stewing.
And I think it also allows for course correction. Because if we realize we're practicing something unhelpful, or we're practicing it the wrong way, we can pivot. And if we know that our spouse is encouraging us because they're looking for progress, we know they're going to encourage us in that.
Right. And we've done that even decades into our relationship. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, don't fixate on flaws. Celebrate growth, no matter how small, because encouragement fuels more change than criticism.
Wonderful. Wonderfully said, my dear.
All right. Number 7, stay flexible to stay connected.
If we miss date night or something? Or what do you think?
Well, life's going to throw us curveballs. I think we can be flexible in both the big and small things.
In the small and the big, okay.
So, date night gets canceled. It shouldn't ruin our week. We just figure out another time to go.
Or I'm a little grumpy.
Yeah. But curveballs could be those kind of things. Maybe somebody's sick and we can't go. There was one year on our anniversary. I think that was the year you had COVID and we couldn't do anything, right?
Oh, happy anniversary.
Right. But, sometimes it's careers or moves or health, like we just talked about, or issues with the kids. But couples who adapt together instead of resisting change keep their connection strong. Because, change is hard and it's easy to want to resist it. But when we do that, I think we can get stuck with a bad attitude, and then that can start to divide us.
Right. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow, see what God's sending our way. And
I saw a Facebook reel. I can't remember the author's name,
mm-hmm.
but she was talking about how, we can choose to wake up and be happy for no reason, have a good attitude for no reason. I mean, we can have a bad attitude and say, I don't know why I have a bad attitude, I just do. So, yeah. Anyway, a little tangent there.
Sure.
But, okay, so what can we do when we're struggling to stay flexible? And I think, the first thing we could do is pray. Ask God to help us trust His plan and His ways.
That seems very reasonable.
Yeah. And then, second, keep communicating. Like when we talk through change and how hard it is and work together to remain flexible and adaptable, it reminds us we're on the same team and keeps us connected.
Yeah, prayer. It makes sense for prayer to be the first thing, because if you're feeling disoriented, I mean, there's someone who exists in reality who understands what's going on, who can help us through it, even though it remains disorienting.
Right.
Yeah,
I actually as I was writing this, I was thinking about a friend who they've had a lot of changes, and she's been teaching her kids, okay, we're flexible and adaptable. And they'll be like, yep, we're being flexible and adaptable. Wow. And I was like, wow. I wish I would have had that much wisdom as a mom of younger kids. Just, I don't know. It impressed me.
Right.
Okay. Number 8, battle problems, not your partner.
Yeah, this is a good one.
So life throws a lot of things at us, like we said, such as money stress, health issues, drama with friends or family, or parenting problems. And too often, instead of tackling the issue, I think we can be tempted to turn on each other. And suddenly it's me versus you instead of us versus the problem.
So this has been helpful for us. It feels a little like cheating. Like if we're having some sort of a conflict or disagreement or something, if we can find a common enemy in the midst of that, it's almost like our conflict with each other sort of isn't as important. It kind of slips down in importance. It's not in the top of mind. If we're having some sort of conflict and there's an issue of maybe somebody at a place we work at or that we visit with some regularity and they've been mean, pestering us or whatever, said something we weren't expecting, then it helps to together look at that problem. The person's not a problem, but the situation with that person's the problem. And together we're on the same team working through it.
Yeah, and I don't know if I would call it cheating.
Yeah.
I'd call it reframing.
Oh,
don't you think?
Well, it feels like cheating because it lowers the temperature of a conflict like a miracle.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
In most of those situations, I mean, sometimes one of us is the problem. But in most of those situations, a lot of them, the problem isn't our spouse. The problem is the problem. And when we can reframe it or cheat, as you say, and start seeing it at that problem as a common enemy, it can actually unite us instead of divide us. And I mean, we see this in so many movies. How many times do you see two opposing forces come together to try to defeat another big opposing force that's a common enemy? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, for those of you listening, like imagine you and your spouse standing shoulder to shoulder looking at that challenge together, whatever it is, debt, sickness, conflict, and you're on the same team fighting it side by side.
Yep.
And again, I think one of the best ways to start doing this is, bring it to God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pray about it together and keep communicating.
Right.
So prayer and communication, that seems to be the takeaway.
No, that and a few others. Yep.
Right. All right. Number 9. Turn conflict into closeness. So.
Conflict into closeness.
Yeah. So when I think about conflict.
Yeah.
I always remember Bilbo Baggins' words about adventures. I know I've mentioned this on the podcast a lot. And he said, they're nasty, disturbing, uncomfortable things that make you late for dinner. And yeah, sometimes that's the truth. Like conflict feels inconvenient. It disrupts our comfort and our plans, sometimes our date nights. So often, I think a lot of us would rather avoid it altogether. And we recently had an episode on why we should not let conflict linger. But Merriam-Webster says that adventures are undertakings usually involving danger and unknown risks. Had trouble with that word there. So what if we stopped running from conflict and instead saw it as an adventure? something that might feel risky and uncomfortable, but can actually lead us somewhere good.
We talked about this specifically in an episode. Do you remember which episode?
Oh, it was probably like
it was a while
episode
ago.
4 or 5.
Okay, yeah.
A long time ago. It's like how to face conflict as an adventure, not a threat. If I remember.
If you remember, okay.
Yes.
Because that was a good episode. And there's a good principle that's going to take an episode to unpack.
Yeah. It is included in, if they go back to the episode on how unresolved conflict poisons marriage, it is listed there as one of the episodes on conflict. But I mean, look at Bilbo's story. The uncomfortable moments didn't just force him to change. They created the kind of change that the easy road never could. And I think the same is true for us. When we step into conflict with courage instead of avoiding it, we often find growth and transformation we didn't expect.
Can't build on that.
Yeah. But I mean, the key is how we approach it. We need to lean in with respect and curiosity and humility so that conflict doesn't have to pull us apart.
I mean,
it can draw us closer.
Yeah, I can see if there's like this thing that's like an ongoing conflict, it can get exhausting and nauseating and frustrating and start feeling hopeless about it.
Yeah. I mean, we've had some of those over the years, and it's taken us time to figure out how to work through them. Just kind of those conflicts that would keep surfacing and we never resolved it. I don't think it's that we didn't want to resolve it. I think we didn't know how. We didn't have the right tools yet. It took us time to figure out how to do that and how to communicate.
Right.
So, yeah. All right. Number 10. Keep love playful and fun.
How do we do that?
Well, I read an article by Andrew Linder that said busyness, boredom, and complacency can kill fun in marriage.
Business, boredom, and complacency.
Busyness, yeah, boredom and complacency. And we have a previous episode, don't remember which one it is, where we dig a little more into this in depth. But I think we can push back with 2 simple habits. First, we can laugh together. Proverbs 17:22 says laughter is good medicine. Shared laughter lightens the mood, builds connection, and keeps things playful.
And that can be us just walking and talking and find something humorous, or it can be us watching funny cat videos on YouTube or just sharing a laugh together.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the second is flirt with each other. Psychology Today notes that flirting breaks up the monotony of daily life. It rekindles connection, reminds us of the romance that brought us together, and helps us feel valued and loved. And it makes our children blush.
So what's an example of flirting?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm kidding.
I can think of things. Yeah. All right.
Did I make you blush?
A little bit there. All right. Put me on the spot.
Yep.
I was like, sometimes your flirting usually makes the kids blush. So, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes. All right. Well, since today's list was a long one, we're not going to recap point by point here. But I will include the full list in the show notes if anyone would like to reread or revisit them. Okay. We're going to take one more break. But stick around because when we come back, we'll share this week's Us Time Challenge. And if you're new to the podcast, each week's Us Time Challenge is just something simple, fun, and doable you and your spouse can try together this week.
Did you know that Gen Z and millennials are leading the resurgence in church attendance? That's right. New research out from Glue and Barna as part of the State of the Church Initiative shows that Gen Z and millennials are now attending church more regularly than older generations. This is a historic reversal in church trends. And Glue, spelled Gloo, is at the center of all of this. They're the technology platform for the faith ecosystem, connecting you with the latest research, technology, and values-aligned AI that supports churches, and ultimately, human flourishing. Glue is on a mission to serve those who serve, the pastors, leaders, publishers, and more in the faith ecosystem. That's high tech for a higher purpose. You can stay up to date with everything happening at Glue and across the entire faith ecosystem by texting JOIN to 46816. And when you text today, they'll send you the latest research from Glue and Barna about this historic church trend. Again, that's the word JOIN to 46816.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Soul on fire.
All right, so for this time's Us Time challenge, I'm like slurring my words or
And I
something.
forgot to do the echo. We start over from there.
For this week's Us Time challenge, pick one hack from our list of 10 and practice it together. So whether it's a small ritual, a moment of laughter, or determining a shared dream, choose one and see how it impacts your connection this week.
I like the get on the same page literally.
Okay, that's what we're going to do?
Yeah, because it's easy enough, and it's going to bring to light some things that maybe we had forgotten.
Yeah, that's true.
That's great.
Might be a little scary, too.
Scary.
Be like, oh, that's what they're thinking. Anyway, thanks for joining us on the Team Us podcast. We're looking forward to next time as we keep talking about how grace, commitment, and cooperation can help couples live the everyday moments of marriage together.
Team Us with Ted and Ashley Slater is a production of Life Audio and Salem Media. If you liked what you heard today, please take a second to rate and review the podcast in your favorite podcast app so that more listeners like you can find the show. For more faith-filled, inspirational podcasts, visit us at lifeaudio.com.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because helping you put your faith into action is at the heart of what we do. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.